Ooh, things are getting ugly at the York Region District School Board. Nancy Elgie, a trustee with the board, actually used the N-word in addressing a black parent. As you can imagine, all hell broke loose. Even the Minister of Education is getting involved. For what it's worth, Elgie, who was an elderly white woman, claims she had been suffering from the after effects of a head injury when she uttered the assault. Time will tell what will happen to Elgie, but if I were a betting man, and I am, I'd say this trustee should be updating her resume right now. Look, the N-word is such a horrible slur, one can't even utter it in its entirety these days. It's akin to the Harry Potter character Voldemort, aka he who must not be named. The N-word is off limits, unless of course you're a hip-hop artist, in which case the N-word is embraced in every second lyric. Gee, this business of language ownership, it can get so complicated, eh? Yet, reading about the Elgie case, I had an epiphany, and it is this. White privilege is real. And I say this because the biggest obstacle for racial equality is that there's no such a thing as an N-word for white people. Oh, there have been attempts, mind you, but slurs for Caucasians are pathetic. I mean, take paleface, for instance. Paleface? Nope, doesn't faze me, not at all. Then there's cracker. Now, there are several origins for the term cracker. One is that this slur is in reference to the sound of a whip being cracked by a white slave owner. In this case, cracker is a major fail because it suggests white empowerment. Don't know about you, but race aside, I'd rather be a cracker than a cracky. And even if you accept other origins for cracker, really, how could any white person be offended by being called a baked good? Speaking of baked goods, this brings to mind manja cake, which translates as cake eater. But this term is typically used by white Italian Canadians to describe white wasp Canadians. Hey, Rocco, take it from me, this pasty-faced wasp, manja cake doesn't offend me, not at all. And then there's honky. I mean, seriously, honky? As in Honky the Christmas Goose? As in the pro wrestler, the Honky Tonk Man? You see, that right away tells you folks how lame this supposedly pejorative term for white people is, because you never see anyone in sports entertainment go by the handle the N-word man. In fact, I hope to God I never get into a physical confrontation with a person of color that will angrily refer to me as honky, because I'll end up laughing so hard he'll take me out with one punch, guaranteed. Another Caucasian slur, sort of, is wigger, which is the white version of N-word classic, but that's a fail too, because those who are referred to as wiggers are essentially white guys adopting the stereotypical fashion of gangsta rappers, you know, the heavy gold chains, the drooping pants, and so on. So when you think about it, wigger is less of a slur and more about cultural appropriation. Finally, when it comes to such slurs as hillbilly, redneck, white trash, these are also very regional, i.e. confined to areas where the hills have eyes and banjo music rules, like Keswick. Anyway, here's the point of this rant. Remember Petula Clark's musical recipe for global harmony, i.e. what the world needs now is love, sweet love? Well, Petulia was wrong. What the word needs now is a killer derogatory word for Caucasians that's every bit as distasteful and vile as the N-word. So over to you, dear audience. Please come up with an original slur word for Caucasians that will be so caustic, so despicable, that one won't even be able to utter it in polite company, just like the N-word. This is our only solution for achieving racial equality while deflating white privilege once and for all. For the Rebel.media, I'm David the Menzoid Menzies. Like what you just saw, then click subscribe below and never miss another Rebel video.